What's good, YouTube and TSF Entertainment Podcast fans? It's your boy, the Juggernaut. But right now, I'm rocking the name Slick Rick because y'all see the patch. I'm with the fam, Really BTV, Retro CG, and Shaka Jordans. Today, we are talking about Power Book 2 Ghosts, drug related. So, y'all sit back and relax, man. Let's tune in.
What's going on, everyone? What's up? How y'all doing?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
I'm all right. How was everybody week?
Oh, man.
Great.
Man, I'm warm.
Well, y'all know I'm in bereavement right now, so I'm gonna try to get through today.
We'll get you through it, brother. We'll get you through
it. But what's funny is all week long you was talking about who was gonna die, and you were adamant who it wasn't gonna be.
Yeah, he was. Give him a second. Let me take this in.
All I'm gonna say is I wanted it to go out like Saxe, bro.
Listen, she didn't deserve what happened to her, but we're going to get into all that in the review. What's up, everybody? Welcome to our review for Power Book 2, Season 2, Episode 8, Drug Related. So the episode starts off with Jenny Sullivan and Saxe there at Tariq's trial. Is it just me? But is this trial just super fast forward? I mean, this is the quickest I've ever seen a trial get put together.
It's not true. It's in there, man.
Man, they move
it's
fast.
Really quick. And again, I was like, I would have been okay if this was like the preliminary hearings and they were going over evidence. But like, they seem like they're like in the whole thick of it. Like, this is the real deal. And I'm like, that don't even make no sense.
How has anyone had opportunity to prepare a case, a defense or a prosecution at this point?
Nobody really. It seemed like it was extremely fast track. Like,
yeah,
for real. As soon as everything came on, it's like, boom, here it is. Let's get it.
Yeah, it definitely was. But it was interesting, man, to watch Davis work.
Man.
It was definitely interesting.
So we got a comment. We got a comment. Yay, that hag is gone, and Diana is the first lady of the Tejada household. Yeah, she thinks she's
yes, she is.
She definitely thinks she's the new first lady.
Yes, what's up, Xavier? That's one of my boos right there. Hey, Xavier.
Thanks for tuning in, Xavier.
Xavier's a mess. He gonna listen. He's straight no chaser, so it's gonna get real raw with him.
That's what I like it.
I like it. Welcome to the family. Welcome to our channel.
What's good, Miss Ashley?
What's going on, Ashley? Thank you for tuning in.
Up, Ashley?
Hey, Ashley.
How you doing? So check this out. Did y'all catch the black lady in the juror? She would be
that black.
Front and center.
They tried to destroy the black man.
I was like, who the hell is this lady?
I know.
Hey, that is one right there. You know you got not guilty on your hands with that one right there, bro.
For real, she gonna be a problem.
Problem. Sure, David sold her, dog.
Yeah.
No ifs and buts about it. David sold her.
He did. I think he did a good opening statement. I think it was a real good opening. Really, to be quite honest with you, I think him and Jenny both did a good job with their opening statements in regards to the case. But you can tell that Saxe was not Saxe, but Davis was pretty much horning in on the jurors. Like he was getting their attention. He was grabbing their attention, rather.
Yeah.
And so, Saxe made a comment, as Jenny was giving her opening statement that, hey, she know your MO. And he was like, well, did you give it to her?
Right.
And I feel like their relationship is going to be a problem going forward, So at least that's what it's developing to be. So then we switch to Sweaty, and I guess this is one of Brayton's old suppliers. And they're trying to get some product because at this point they're getting orders through Course Correct, and they ain't got no product. And it's a good thing that he took Effie with him because Effie, she know these streets, and so she tested the product and she was like, "Yo, this is stepped on. We can't use this." And so, I mean, that was a good move for her. It just further proves that Effie is really in the streets and she really know how to maneuver in this angle.
But I got a different way of looking at that, though. I got a different angle on that because Yeah, okay, she was there to save the day, but once again, what she did was she cut off another potential supply so that they are further having to be forced to deal with Mecca. I'm still not trusting Effie. I'm still not trusting her.
She's not a trustworthy source, but in this case, she did the right thing because the product was crap.
Yeah, I was gonna say at this point in time, she did the right thing, because if that's bad product and it's stepped on, you're not gonna get that much business anyway. So essentially, you wasting money. And
you should probably do the grade was billable anyway.
But we're using her, but we're only going by her word. Braden never tested it. She's the one that's saying it's stepped on. Dude got pissed off and he got irritated. Like, how dare you question, the validity of my stuff? So I'm not saying she's right or wrong. All I'm saying is it just if it come back later that she working with Mecca or that she had an ulterior motive, this is a scene where I'm just giving a side eye because I hear what y'all saying. If it was really stepped on to the point where it couldn't be used, but let's be clear. When you're on that level, everything is stepped on. You're not getting it pure off the boat. Everything is stepped on. So is it stepped on so much that they can't?
Judging by the dude that's offering up the product, I wouldn't want to find nothing from him either. Yeah, he just doesn't. He looks like he would have shitty product.
Right, the hotel room is stepped on, man. If you look at all the meat, the meat that they've had in the past, you got Braden with his twin turbo Mercedes. They meeting at downtown New York or Manhattan, wherever they at. You know what I'm saying? All the places that they're meeting at is it's of a more upscale. It's like a Super 8 on the side of the highway somewhere, man. Like, look at this place.
It also goes to show how much that Braden don't know about the game too. So it also goes to show that, like, you really don't, like, you just buying product without even knowing what the hell you buying. Just like, what? Wait a minute, hold on. Calm down.
This man had a butcher's bag of cocaine in the suitcase.
No, he had weed and pills and all kinds of shit. He didn't even have enough to supply them for what they need. I mean, look at a little small bag of coke. That wasn't enough for what they need. So
that coke would have lasted them a day, if that.
It's another thing that we forgot to mention at the beginning at the trial. We learned in the trial that the defense they didn't receive in the discovery packet the tape, and so when Jenny brought up the tape in the court session, Davis objected to it, and of course, they had a sidebar with the judge, and the judge told them that, hey, you need to present this evidence to the defense, and that it's just for your team. He told Davis that it was just for his team and his team only, not to let their client hear the tape. Of course, we already knew that he was going to. When the judge said that was just fell on deaf ears. We knew that somehow, some way, Davis was going to present this evidence to Tariq. And so they adjourned for the day and said they'll be back tomorrow or later that day to continue once the defense has had an opportunity to receive the additional evidence with the wire from Lauren. Right. And we already knew that was going to be a problem. We didn't quite know exactly where it was going to go, but we knew that was going to be a problem. So we switched to Tariq and the conservator. I think his name is Daniel. Alvin from the Cosby Show. The conservator comes up to Tariq and informs him, and Tariq's like, yo, is it in my father's will that you following me everywhere? Because he just seems to be popping up everywhere here lately. And basically he informed Tariq that they found a family that was willing to adopt Yasmin, and that she had been put back in the system due to his arrest, and that Ghost had made provisions that if everyone in the family was unavailable, that she needed to be adopted, and that her name needed to be changed, and the adoption record sealed. So what do y'all think about that? Do y'all think that this is the closure for Yasmin, or do you think that there's still opportunity that Tariq will end up with Yasmin?
I think it's at some point, sometime. He's determined. He's determined. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was James' wishes, or Ghost wishes, for Yasmin to end up with, somebody of.
She really needed to have been with Tasha,
family, if you will. So, I feel as though she may be back, but it's a possibility that you might see Yaz in another series as an adult or a teenager, and
that
she's
whole
with a
situation. That whole situation is just ridiculous to me. First of all, I understand that they explained it away, but it still never made any sense to me why she didn't go with her mother. Like, it just doesn't. She's a minor child. Like, Tariq is different. Tariq is over 18. He's old enough to make a decision and say he doesn't want to go. But she is a minor child. That is her primary custodian. It never made sense to me that she didn't go into witness protection. The second thing I got a problem with is we spent the whole first half of this season dealing with Tariq trying to get custody. Everything that he did, all the moves that he was making was for him to try to get custody of his sister. And then for you to just flick it away with another one of those mysterious letters from Ghost that says, hey, I got a family for her to be adopted by, and this is what your father wanted. Well, then it seems to me like when Tasha first went into the witness protection, that adoption should have been activated. That's what it seems like to me. And third of all, it would be really stupid. I don't understand how Ghost anticipated all of these chess moves, but he ain't see his death coming. You know that Tariq gonna fuck up and be in jail. You know that Yaz is something gonna happen to your ex-wife and Yaz is and your mother-in-law, to the point where Yaz is gonna need somebody to adopt her. Like that whole situation was stupid to me. The letter was cute. Like the letter, I knew you would always end up here. That was cute. But this, too much for me.
That's why some people I got in contact with actually believe that Ghost is still very much alive and kicking, because the way that all this stuff is being planned, because it doesn't make any sense.
And then the thing about it is he's making plans for things that are happening in real time.
Crazy.
You know, and how could he have planned that far ahead and knew that Tariq was going to end up on trial for murder, knew that Tariq was going to be arrested for murder? It's almost as if they're painting the scenario that he's around and privy to all the things that are happening in real time.
I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with that, because that goes back to our argument from not argument, but lack of a better word, argument from last season, where we had that whole debate. I said then, we never saw Ghost's body after he was laying on that floor with Tommy. We never saw his body, because even at the funeral, did we see his body at the funeral?
No, nobody never saw his body.
I don't remember ever seeing his
body.
Did
they even put him in the ground? Who knows?
Well, they did put him in the ground, but they never showed him in the ground.
Right. I don't remember. It wasn't.
That's the only theory that makes
that's
the only theory that makes sense, is that somebody that's close to Ghost or a Ghost himself is actually still the puppet master behind all the stuff that's going on.
Right. Now,
he's the informant that's telling Ghost what's going on or whatever, XYZ, and they running it through Ghost still. And Ghost like, you know what? Make this move here. It ain't time for me to pop up yet. I'm gonna pop up at the right time.
And that's what I'm telling you. That's I'm like I said, I'm willing to go along with the letter to Tariq, because Tariq was headed down that road. He knew Tariq was headed down that road of being a murderer if he stayed on the road. I'm okay with that. But this whole, your father anticipated, so we found a nice family and you don't have to worry about like what?
Right.
What? They don't even but I'm with it now. If Ghost ends up being like the puppet master behind all of that, Virgin Love said Ghost is dead.
Well, he got somebody making the plays, man, and we got some good points in the chat. You know, we got Xavier. He's saying, man, this some bullshit. I'm sorry, Ghost was thinking too far ahead. Hey, facts. He thinking like he's sitting there right now. Then you got Ashley. She definitely should have been put with Tasha. Facts from the jump.
Virgin Love said Courtney Kemp confirmed that Ghost is dead. I don't care about nothing Courtney Kemp saying.
We ain't thinking about Courtney, man.
She's not the new showrunner. She's not the showrunner anymore for the Power series. She's not the showrunner for book 2 anymore. So, and it's what I was saying before we went live when we were talking about this new writing style from the new showrunner. It's not as predictable as it was with Courtney Kemp. You know, with Courtney Kemp's writing style, it was somewhat predictable and we could see what was getting ready to happen. With this episode right here, I mean, we didn't see any of it. Of course, you all saw, we all saw that, you know, what was going to happen with Carrie. I just didn't think what happened with Carrie was going to happen because of that scene with her and Rashad Tate last week. It was a perfect segue into writing her off of this show, introducing her back in Influence. You know, that's what I would have really liked to have seen happen with that.
So real quick, before we move on to the next scene, I just need to give a shout out to Quintessential in the chat. She was a loyal listener of TSF on the podcast. She's the one that would hit me up and be like, she was the one that used to be like, where the new episodes? What's going on? So she been loyal. So thank you for coming on over to the YouTube channel.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Welcome to the family. Now we got to get you on the show.
Right.
That's the next move.
All right, Ghost is
anyone
dead.
could anticipate that Tasha and Tariq, who were drug dealers, would go to jail and lost custody. But why would James not anticipate he shouldn't be there to take care of Yasmin? And see, that's the whole thing is.
But how would he anticipate that the grandmother would become incompetent and become?
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Right.
Because again,
that's
remember,
what I was just getting ready to say.
We never saw anything in all 5 or 6 seasons of Power to make us think that the grandmother would fall off to this point where she can't take care of Yasmin. So I hear what y'all are saying, and I'm saying. I hear what everybody's saying. I ain't saying Ghost is alive. I'm just saying some of this stuff would make sense if Ghost is behind the scenes.
He got a playmaker somewhere.
Like Ghost was smart.
It goes back to what I was saying in the episode about Estelle being a fallen down drunk now. She's an alcoholic. I get why this may have happened. A lot of you can argue the point that, okay, look at what's happened. You know, Raina died. Tasha was on trial for murder. James died. All this stuff has taken a toll on her. And she even said it when Tariq went to go see her in jail. Like, look, I am 62 years old. I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot that's happened, you know, so I can understand them taking this angle that they've taken with her being alcoholic. But how could Ghost have foreseen that all that was going to happen? So
right.
Make the writing make sense, you know, because we're loyal viewers.
He's still alive.
You've been watching this show for years.
He ain't dead,
Pick up on these points, you know, make it make sense. That's all I'm saying.
Poor Yaz was doomed from the moment she choked on that plastic shark. Come on, man.
Either Ghost is alive or it's terrible writing.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It's all the way around.
The fact that we switch writers, we switch showrunners. So, you know, season 1, you know, you had Courtney Kemp that was the showrunner and writing. And then now we have a new showrunner. I don't know this person's name, but I'm told or I hear that it's the showrunner from Empire. So, you know, we have a different change of the writing style in the middle of the show. So it's obvious. We're starting to see that in how the characters are now being portrayed, because Courtney Kemp had a visionary for these characters. Now you have a new showrunner that's want to take a different direction with the characters. So we're starting to see that in the writing. So in our next scene, we have Davis that approaches Tariq and is like, yo, who have you been talking to about these murders? And we've seen through several episodes, and we've even addressed in other reviews.
He told every damn body.
He told everybody. Yep. You don't listen, bro. He hard head.
He should have just put the ad out in the paper.
He didn't basically, for the most part,
posted a story on Instagram.
A bit on Clubhouse like everybody else was, right, Crystal?
Right, just go in the Clubhouse and do it, and just do an alert. Like, you told everybody.
Right. I'm not going to confirm nor deny that I didn't do it, but
right, because at this point, he told Tamika, he told Effie,
told Brayden,
he told Brayden. So like, it could be like that's any multiple people right there, just off the top of my head, who he told. Like, duh.
Facts.
Big facts.
Facts.
All right.
Snitching on himself.
Here it goes.
I like that.
Who
sweater.
does the fashion? The fashion is lit on this show.
Yeah.
Who does the fashion?
That sweater was dope.
That Dior jacket that Tariq has on later on in the episode is nice too.
Was fire.
Yeah. That Chanel sweater that Monet got.
I like that sweater.
Yeah. That's lit. With the Gucci belt, we see it. So the next scene, we're at the house, and Monet, she rolls up on Diana and she asks Diana, yo, what's going on with your father and your brother? Because they moving in silence. You know, we don't know what's going on. They cutting you out of loop. And she's like, well, they not telling me nothing, Ma. She's like, I know your father might not be, but you and your brother, y'all thick as thieves. So he tell you everything, you know. And she just, Dirty Diana.
Dirty Diana.
Y'all see why I call her Dirty Diana. Dirty Diana.
Yeah.
So you know,
I would still be whooping her ass, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about with that.
Hey, CG, we got an answer in here. I believe his name is Gary Lennon. He was also the co-showrunner for season 6 of Power.
Okay, cool.
So there's a little little info on that. Yes, the fashion is definitely lit, Ashley.
Yeah,
yes,
it is. It is. All right. So while Monet is standing there talking to Dirty Diana, her phone is ringing. And, you know, she keeps ignoring the calls. You know, she's, trying to have a conversation with Diana and, her phone started ringing. So eventually Diana asked her, like, yo, who's that, ma? And she was like, that's Zeke's agent, if you must know. Like, she knows his fuck.
Damn thing.
Asking all these questions. And so she goes to the room to take the call. And, of course, she's speaking out loud, what I like about Dante is Dante has a nickname for her. He calls her Nene. So if he's speaking out loud and Kane's around and he hears Nene, he doesn't put 2 and 2 together that that's his mama that he's talking to. Whereas with her, when she's talking on the phone, she refers to him as Dante. And we now know that Diana knows who Dante is from the conversation she had with Zeke last week. So he's looking at this fat ass ring that he intends to want to give to Monet. At this point, he's like desperate to get her to come and see him. He wants to see her. So what's your thoughts about all that scene?
She definitely was doing too much.
Fat as hell.
We spoke about it, prior to getting on the live, being Retro CG.
Yep.
She was doing too much. Why would you take that phone call in the house? That's for one. Yeah. For two, if you're done with the person, which we realize that she really not, why you even block the phone call? Why you even block the phone calls? Whatever. If I see you in the streets, I see you in the streets. But other than that, don't contact me. She told him don't contact me. So obviously,
because like I said, she's not done with him. She's not done with him.
You wanted him to call.
That's what she keeps saying. But her heart, on the other hand, she's not done with him. She's thinking about the life she could have had, and she's not done with him.
But again,
it's almost like she kind of want to keep him close to kind of protect Zeke.
Exactly.
But the way she's going about it is stupid, considering that you got all these people that stay in the house. Diana already think that you moving funny. According to the conversation that she had with Tariq on the last episode, that they not on the same page, and she nosy as hell.
So that's Sapphire.
But Diana is nosy as hell. So why are you
again? For me, I'm gonna just need y'all to stop insulting my intelligence. Phones have too many options that your phone is on silent. Nobody ever knows you got a text.
Hide notifications, block.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
There's so many options. I don't understand. It is just crazy to me. And that ring was not tacky. That ring was nice.
That ring was dope as hell.
That ring was nice. That ain't even my birthstone, but I would have wore that ring.
And so we see Dirty Diana. She eavesdropping outside Monet's door. I agree. She was stupid for answering, Damon. I agree. She shouldn't have answered that call, at least not when she know that Diana is nearby. But at this point, she hasn't figured out that Diana has been, kind of put the pieces together behind the scenes. So she's not suspicious of Diana.
Diana is on one, boy. She gonna prove a point.
So we switch to the next scene. We see Jenny is meeting with Lauren and her parents. And, Lauren is still trying to find a way to not testify. And, her parents have been brought in at this point. And, they're pretty much telling her that, you're in this situation because of your own actions. First of all, you were stupid enough to get caught with possession, which wasn't her fault because we saw that light-skinned Keisha left the drugs in her room or whatever. But she didn't snitch out her friends for leaving the drugs because they told Lauren they were going to leave the drugs. Remember, she left the blunt in her drawer and then she put the pills in there. And then, of course, they alluded to or they mentioned that Malcolm had warned them about, this type of thing happening with her involvement with Tariq and all this stuff. And, the parents, they're like, look, you're going to have to go up here and testify or whatever the case.
I think personally that this scene was very unnecessary. You keep pushing the issue that this girl does not want to testify. First off, she got caught with drugs in our dorm room. Okay. It was light-skinned Keisha drugs. All right. You chose not to snitch. Take that L, but to snitch on somebody else, you a rat.
Well,
you a rat. But this episode, this season,
she was manipulated by everybody that was involved. It wasn't just Carrie. It wasn't just Carrie. I mean, she was manipulated by Detective Whitman, Kamal, Carrie kind of just helped seal the deal because she trusted Carrie. So when Carrie came in there and defended her in front of the detective, she felt a little bit more comfortable. She let her guard down. And so Carrie's like, at her advice, hey, you might need to wear this wire. See, just give them something so they can get up off of you or whatever the case may be. But we know later on down the line, I mean, we knew instantly in that moment that was not the right move for Lauren to make. But, she's a civilian in all this. She's not thinking like the streets. So she don't know how she navigate this situation. And she didn't have anyone there that had any street sense to tell her anything different. So, she's doing it in what she thinks in the best interest of herself. She didn't realize that she was implicating Tariq. She was manipulated into doing all that.
Yeah, she went into a blind. She was I think she was damn near coerced to even go down that route, because without her even understanding or knowing the ramifications of her having the drugs in there, she's going by what possibly could happen. Your name could be tarnished, this, and another. She ain't had no legal representation or anybody looking out in the best interest of her. She had more people looking out in the best interest of the case, but not in the best interest of her. So that's why she did it. She ain't know no better. She probably could have told her parents, and they probably could have got a proper representation. But yet and still, she don't know any better. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want my name tarnished because I'm such and such, and I'm pretty Lauren, and I done messed up or whatever. You would even know that you're dealing with a guy that you don't even know.
Exactly. I agree, Ashley. If she knew it was about Tariq, she would have never.
Yeah, she definitely would have done it if she knew that they were looking at Tariq. Yeah, she definitely wouldn't have done it.
She wouldn't have did it.
She thought it was. She thought they were looking for Braden.
Yeah, she didn't know. She didn't do it.
So then that goes back to what you said, Jack. She was coerced.
Yeah, and I agree. She should have called her parents from the beginning.
She should have called her parents and got a lawyer. Yeah,
I need a lawyer because they got money. Know. They got money. They're well off and they're high stature. So her parents could have helped her get out of this situation from the beginning if she would have done the right thing and called her parents. But when we were young and dumb,
they had a baggie. They had a baggie of a joint. Like, that's nothing. Like, nobody's doing anything.
Right.
Nothing. If anything, that's a fine.
I don't say that's anybody's but yours.
If anything, that's a fine. They could have tested her system and see if it was in her system. If anything, that was a fine. I don't know where that joint came from.
I mean, worst case scenario,
they just played that like completely wrong in order for the show to progress the way that it is.
Worst case scenario, she gets in trouble at school, but she still don't get kicked out. Not with her parents. Not the minute her parents call up there and talk to the dean. Because again, you go back to. Anybody could have been in her room and left it there. Like, it's too much. I mean, the same thing. I go back to the evidence against Tariq. They so stuck on Tariq and this badge, but that's the argument that I feel like that Davis isn't coming at. Like, he shares the dorm room. There's people in and out that room all day long. Like, you can't prove that Tariq did it. Like, why? Right. But anyway, yeah, if she had called her parents, that would have ended that whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So we switch back to the house and we see Dirty Diana in her parents' room.
Nosy ass heifer.
Yeah, she's searching. She's searching. And I love the song that we were playing. I love a song that they were playing while she was searching through her mama's stuff. And she eventually comes across this Bible that's hidden in a Gucci box. She comes across this Bible and there's a picture of Zeke in it. And I don't understand why that would ignite her suspicions on that. I mean, it's a picture of her nephew. Why would she have a picture of her nephew as a child? I don't know how she come up with that conclusion that that's something ominous and suspicious because there's a picture of a Bible of her nephew in a Bible. But Dirty Diana is the Wizard of Oz. She's all knowing.
I think it brought about suspicion because when she opened the Bible, it had the hospital in the Bible.
Yeah, it did have the name of the hospital.
Yep. But again,
Xavier.
So I still got to call. I'm not trying to be nitpicky, y'all. The people in the chat, Xavier. I ain't trying to be nitpicky. Again, I got to call bullshit. As a woman, I'm going to speak from my point of view. Every little girl has gone through her mother's closet. You mean to tell me that in 20-something years, Diana ain't never went through her mama's closet? And you mean to tell me that in 20-something years, something that deep of a secret, Monet don't have a better hiding place than a Gucci box? And that's not even like an old vintage Gucci box. Like that.
Should have been in the safe.
That there this week. Like
snake deposit box.
that box isn't even an old Gucci style box. Like that's a new Gucci. Like, what should she do? Just move it from box to box? Like,
I guess
you ain't never. I mean, you've never seen that Bible before, Diana. Like, come on.
I know definitely.
That's some shit that should have been up under the mattress or something.
I know as a kid, I went through my parents' shit all the time. Maybe I'm just nosy, but I went through my parents' shit all the time, and sometimes I found stuff I didn't want to find. But I went through my mom's stuff all the time, looking for shoes, a shirt, something to wear. Like, I know Diana has been through her mama's shit before.
Agree, Virgin. Agree, Virgin Love. You don't know your parents. You know,
right.
Maybe I was going to say that later on in the episode when we got to that point, but it's a good point to raise that point right now. Listen, maybe we were raised differently than these kids on Power. Obviously, we were. We don't kill our parents and stuff. But, you know, we were raised to have a certain level of fear of our parents.
Right.
And, you know, doing their stuff and bucking up at them and talking back to them and trying to expose their secrets. We didn't do stuff like that when we was coming up. But these kids right here, they own one.
Right. They bold as hell.
Well, we got another comment here.
The chat got some good points in here, man. Is your mama Monet?
Right. If she had figured out the code to a safe, if she had found like a safe in Monet's drawer and like figured out the code, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. But a fucking shoebox?
Yeah. That was
like,
just
what?
Too obvious. Too easy to find. Too easy to find.
Then what's crazy though, it shows that she has an actual safe in the house where it could have been hid. Because when all the noise was going on in the house, she went to the safe to get the gun. So you could have hid that small little Bible in that safe and been done with it.
It don't matter. Dirty Diana is a girl that knows too much. If she knew enough to steal the $1 million from the safe or whatever, she's a girl that knows too much. You can't keep stuff like that in the house around this girl when you know that she can't be trusted. Monet already said that, okay, I can't really trust you like that. So you shouldn't even have that conversation in the house that leads to further suspicion of Dirty Diana walking around the house and trying to figure out what. Two, when as soon as Mecca touched down and he started talking that crazy stuff about your son and son that, all evidence of that need to be burnt, destroyed, tore up, or removed. None of that stuff leaking out. Get rid of it. Your secret is fine if you get rid of the evidence.
If you get rid of the evidence, yo.
You ain't had no birth certificate no way, so get rid of it. Get a shade picture. You know what he look like. You know what he look like. Big and stupid. You know exactly what he looked like. Get rid of the picture. Yep. Big and dumb. Get rid of the picture.
Well, we'll get
she
there.
Tried to flip the script though. Monet tried to flip the script on her though, because she told her, she said, "I don't trust you, but if you go and find out what your father is up to, then I can learn
our relationship."
Yeah, you know, I can learn the trust you again.
I can trust you again. Yeah.
So basically, you know, she letting her know right there and off top, like, I know your little ass on or something, but you ain't gonna catch me. But shit, Diana is like 3 steps ahead of Monet, for real, for real.
Yeah, because you saw what she did. She got on the phone. She called down to the hospital and asked for the birth certificate. Which I have an issue with that. I have an issue with that.
You know what?
Dirty Diana already
and give somebody's name. Wait, can you text me their birth certificate? Really?
She already was hip to it when they was having a conversation when he was having when she was having a conversation with Zeke and that big stupid face. When she was having a conversation with Zeke and he said Dante, and then she on the phone with Dante, and Dante was claiming to be the father, and Zeke was Dante's guys, whatever he said, Chico the whatever she said. She already kind of put it together at that point. Like, you need to burn that stuff. You get rid of
it. Zeke is the modern day Black Forrest Gump.
I can see that.
He was so stupid. Anyway, I will get to that when we get to that dinner when he was just like, Right, Monet, right, Auntie. Oh God.
Oh my God. I walked up to the TV, wanted to punch him in his stupid face.
But I'm just trying to figure out.
Oh my God, man. Hey,
I'm just trying to figure out how you call down to the hospital and ask for somebody else's birth certificate and they just send it over. I'm sick of that part. She should have never been able to get past this phone call. She should have. If she would have found a birth certificate with the picture, that would have been more believable. But now you're insulting my intelligence.
We know. I mean, I got some questions about even.
Hey, Retro, in the words of Martin Lawrence, damn it, this is TV.
Well, I got questions about. But I think some of it.
She did just go get the birth certificate though. Where the hell you get that from? Because they know.
Yeah, you know that's just not how that works. But I think that when you next season when we meet her father, maybe we'll get more background on why the whole situation went down the way it did, because the whole changing of the age didn't make sense to me. But maybe when we get more information next season, maybe that they'll put some things into perspective with that.
Let's just hope that that's the case. Let's just hope that that's the case, because 4 years is a big gap. If it was a year or two, yeah. But
yeah, that didn't make no damn sense, but whatever.
When he's 1, he's 4.
But Zeke is stupid though, so he probably thinking, "Oh, it's okay."
But
whatever.
I mean,
we get to that point.
Like,
we'll get to that point. Like, none of that makes any sense.
We'll get to that point.
We get to that point.
Well, so we see the Ocean's 11 gang. We see the Ocean's 11 gang back at Tariq's room, and they pretty much updating Tariq on the fact that they still don't have no product and they're still getting orders through Course Correct, and that the product that they met with the dude on was stepped on and they couldn't use it. So here Tariq comes up with this idea to use the Tejadas to help rob the Connect.
Well, man, hold on. That's a good question. I don't think birth certificates are public record. I know when I had to go. I know when I had to go get a copy of my birth certificate. I had to show like ID and proof of who I had to fill out a form and everything. Like
ID and social security card.
Which takes me back to what I said. If she would have found the birth certificate with the picture, that would have been more believable. But the fact that you call down to a hospital and give someone's name and not even their social security number or any other identifying information other than their name and the wrong year of the date of birth, that anyone at the hospital would have just, oh yeah, I'll fax you over the real birth certificate. No, that's unbelievable.
I mean, I know
I don't care if it is TV or not. It's unbelievable.
I know for a fact. I'm just saying, as somebody who's had to get my birth certificate more than one time, I know for a fact I can't just get on the phone. I have to actually physically go to the I think the wherever it is here.
It's the health department.
Yeah, wherever it is, I know I had to physically go fill out a form. Yeah, I had to physically go fill out a form. That I know. I know that
to get ours.
Because, we're talking about a person's identity. That's part of a person's personal identification. It's like when you're filling out an I-9, your birth certificate, social security number, driver's license, those are personal identification. You can't just go ask, you know what, I'll call up to the hospital tomorrow, Marvin, and ask for your birth certificate and see if they send it to me.
I give me some social security numbers and start putting stuff other people.
Yeah, we have to go to the court.
They're stupid acting for that. That's stupid acting.
Get my scam on real quick.
Yeah. Let me go open up a couple credit cards in your name there.
We're gonna do that real quick.
Marvin Eves. They stupid acting right now. It just pisses me off that we get lazy writing that just insults our intelligence. Y'all know how I feel about that.
Well, you know how I feel about it, but go ahead.
So Monet is being with Kane back at the house, and she's pretty much telling them that, look, we're screwed. We ain't got no product and we ain't got no money, and we need to get Davis the rest of this money to keep your name up out of this. Which we wouldn't be here where we're at right now if it wasn't for you and your actions. And Kane just continues to make a mess of everything. I mean, just a mess, but. And the fact that they don't have no product, it goes back to what I was saying in the last episode. Like they're depending on them getting that product, and they're still continuing to depend on Tariq to move the product for them after you set him up. Like Tariq shouldn't even want to be involved with y'all, dealing with y'all in no way, shape, or form. Y'all don't set me up for a double homicide, and I'm still working with y'all. Make it make sense, please.
Like I said, they act like there's only one drug dealer in New York. Like the whole state of New York ain't but one drug dealer. Like, come on.
I'll tell you one thing. You set me up for a double homicide. I got a whole lot. I got a whole lot to do and say, but it won't be, I'm going to continue to fuck with you.
Yeah.
There's multiple ways they can get money, but I get it in order to keep the storyline going.
This right here, this scene right here, where the man walked in, got the green, the veggie green smoothie, paid the wire, the cash, and walked in. Come on, man. When did he get a lair, G?
This is
that could be something that somebody else set up, though. I can see that.
When did he get a lair, man?
That could be something that Monet or Kane had set up, though. So I can,
that ain't Tariq. Tariq ain't set that up.
Yeah, I think that's something Kane
or maybe even Effie might have set it up. Effie seems to be a little bit more.
I agree with Xavier 100%. Xavier said Kane is the problem. He got to go next. He's too stupid.
Kane should have been dead. It's like Tommy all over again. He should have been dead.
He's worse than Tommy. He's worse than Tommy, but we'll get into that.
Yeah,
Ashley said he don't have a choice to work with him. He has to pay their lawyer. I get it, but he wouldn't be in the situation he's in if it wasn't for this fool right here, Kane. So they come up with this Ocean's 11 plot.
Fault.
They come up with this Ocean's 11 plot to rob the Connect, which I thought that was just a stupid idea for Tariq to come up with on his own. When you got beat down for following Kane to the Connect, what made you feel comfortable enough to think that you would be able to rob him when you could even be outside the door and not get hemmed up and beat down?
Hey, CG, why they hit us with we gonna rob Bugsy Calhoun?
Exactly. That was a Harlem Nights. We gonna rob Bugsy Calhoun playing right there.
Hey, they played out in 5 minutes. They had everything worked out in 5 minutes.
Should have sold the Range Rover and a G-Wagon.
Yeah.
There's your money right
there. They could have went back and got some more of them clone credit cards and did some licks or some more robberies or something like that. But
wasn't Diana scam? I mean, not Diana, but was it Effie scamming, like doing credit card scams? What was that bringing in?
Well, here's the thing.
Another
so
side
are we left to believe now that Effie doesn't have any product anymore, that she only gets her product now from Tariq? Because wasn't she dealing on her own before she started fooling with Tariq? Where her connect?
Pretty much.
Where's her connect?
Yes.
Why wasn't her connect an option?
Well, she said her connect was weak.
Right there,
she said her connect had weak product. So even if the connect had weak product, you accepted weak product from your connect, but you decided to not take the product from the other guy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what though? That's a good point though. Ashley said he was sitting in his he was cool with everything because he was sitting in his dorm room chilling. He was safe.
He was
he
safe.
ain't even go out
I just have to keep saying, I keep saying, because I agree. Who was Effie getting her drugs from before she ran back into Tariq? Remember, I mean, before who was she getting her drugs from before?
You might be right, Xavier.
All I'm saying is Effie, I don't trust her, and I think Effie might be working with Mecca, but that's just me.
So Xavier says, but technically Tariq didn't rob the Connect. Tahada did. I wouldn't be surprised if this was an elaborate plot to destroy them out of revenge. So you know what, you might be onto something. Yeah, you might be onto something with that.
Yeah,
I still think it was a dumbass idea.
We appreciate the chat.
But they also come with the conclusion that they need Drew's help, which I thought that was risky. And instead, because Drew's working so closely with Lorenzo, the fact that they reached out to Drew for help, and Drew was basically saying, "Nah, I ain't dealing with it," or whatever the case may be, until they mentioned Lil Guap and about using this as an opportunity to finally get rid of Lil Guap, which I kind of agree with Kane and understand with Kane. You kept him around as long as you needed to for that right moment that you need to use him, and he became unuseful anymore, and you eliminate him. So, and of course, they tell Monet, well, in order for our plan to work, we got to make sure that Diana and Lorenzo is out of the picture. So, of course, Drew comes up with the idea that, hey, just have Tariq call Diana and ask her to do something, and she'll jump right up and go run over there and do anything for Tariq, which we saw that she did. And then they looked at Monet and told her, like, look, you have to deal with Poppy. And she was like, I would have to do anything else in the world than to be around this man. She didn't seem like she was too enthused about having to spend time with her husband.
She make it so obvious. It is written all over her demeanor.
She was so
But then again, her face never really changes, so her demeanor really never changes.
I was getting ready to say she played every emotion.
Yes.
He's sad, mad, glad. Like all her emotions are the same.
It never really changes, so who knows?
I don't think Effie is working with Mecca, but we'll backdoor Tariq to get Mecca to be her connect for her on her own. I agree with that, Dark Liquor. Because actually, I don't necessarily think it's Mecca, because I felt like she was trying to backdoor Tariq when she met with Monet that episode. Remember when she met with Monet and she was like, you can make a whole lot of money with me or whatever. I feel like she was trying to backdoor Tariq in that scene. So I agree. I think Effie is out for herself, and Tariq ain't doing nothing but introducing her to the players. He ain't doing nothing but introducing her to the players. So, yep, she's going to betray him again. We're going to see that. Just like she did up at Choke when she turned him in for selling the drugs up there. It's going to happen again. Drew's the neutral trial. Kane and Monet, Diana's for Poppy. Drew's the only one that can be swayed to either side. I agree with that. And I think that's what what we're going to see going forward is a big divide between this family. It's going to be Drew and Lorenzo and Diana, and then it's going to be Kane and Monet and possibly with Tariq, which I don't understand why Tariq still keeps getting into bed with them. He's just stupid. So we see Tariq send Diana a text talking about, will you come to my court tomorrow? It'd be nice to see a friendly face. And she texts back instantly like, yep, I'll be there.
Here I come.
Right.
Hey,
hey, wait a minute before we go back. Now, Tariq has on an ankle monitor. He put some damn mileage on that ankle monitor, man.
Yep.
Now
but you know, they did mention it when they was at the little
when they was in the back cave. Kane made the statement.
Yep.
Let's hurry this up before your low jack go off.
Mm-hmm.
So he's constantly going out of range. You know what I'm saying, to make these meets, and the police ain't pulled up on his legs yet.
Right. They, at the very least, they should have been pulled up on him or have him under surveillance. But like you said,
exactly.
It's TV. So it's like you said, it's TV.
Damn it, it's TV.
So you see Tariq is meeting with Davis, and Davis is pretty much telling him, listen, I got the recording. So while you sitting here thinking, that you hadn't talked to nobody, you have. And I got the recording right here. What's up, Fresh? Fresh Your Highness in the building. What's up? You be over here with us.
Fresh Your Highness was good.
What's going on? He said Tariq got to go. And I agree, brother. I agree. This is one of our part-time hosts here on the TSF Entertainment crew. Fresh, we need to get you on the show, bro. Thanks for tuning in.
You may have heard us on the Cigar Hour.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Thanks for tuning in. So Davis is sitting here talking to Tariq, and he basically tells Tariq that, listen, I can't play this recording for you. It's unethical. It'll put my firm at risk. It'll put me at risk of being disbarred. And he's like, you know what? Let me go check on my dinner reservation. I'll be right back. And Tariq is like, okay, that's a hint. And he goes.
No, at first Tariq was like, you can't do that later.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Oh, look, dumbass. You too smart.
Right.
But he was smart enough to get up and go listen to that laptop. He was smart enough
he got it. He figured it out. But at first, I was like, come on, Tariq.
Yeah, right.
He's throwing you a bone. He's throwing you a bone.
Chicken dinner reservations.
Yeah, he's throwing you a bone. So Tariq gets up and he goes and listens to the recording, and he finds out that Lauren is involved. And at that point, he gets ready to storm up out of the building, and Saxe approaches him and tells him, look, you can't do nothing to this girl. We cannot allow anything to happen to this witness. Like, and and Tariq is like, well, how am I going to avoid this? Because I got to go to class with them today. I got to be in class with them, which goes back to what I was saying in the last episode. I think it's just stupid that he was even allowed to even be part of the class with your prime witness. He shouldn't even be on the campus anywhere near this girl at this point. But we've seen he's had several interactions with her, and I just think that the state is doing a terrible job protecting their witness when she has direct access to the prime suspect. That's stupid.
Facts.
You stupid acting right now.
Mm-hmm.
We see Sax and Jenny. They getting it in.
Another unnecessary.
He was getting it in.
Yeah.
Jenny wasn't with it.
But I think what's happening is he started to catch feelings for her. And she's just there for the sex. So she's not trying to catch no feelings for him or whatever. But Sax being Sax, he lets it slip that Tariq has heard the recording. She instantly put two and two together, like, yo, is my witness in danger? Did y'all play the recording for Tariq? And, he kind of answered it without having to answer it. His response was his answer.
Right. But I think he did that on purpose. I think he did
too. She put him the fuck up out of there, and she tries to call, which I didn't understand why she was trying to call Carrie.
Hold on. So what y'all think the reason he did it on purpose? I like to hear that. That's how it's
because he wants to reach in jail. At the end of the day, he has never fully switched over to the dark side. And he got a thing for Tariq. Like he can't stand, and he feels like Tariq has got away with murder, and he cannot stand by and get Tariq off of another murder. And he even said it last week, whether he's guilty of this murder or not, we know he's a murderer.
Yeah, because keep in mind, Saxe has overheard him at the grave confessing to killing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He was like, I don't care whether he killed the cop or the professor. He is a murderer.
Yeah.
So I just think
he may not be guilty, but the thing about it is he's partially guilty of the crime that he's being accused. He didn't kill the detective, but he did kill the professor.
But as we said before, they really don't care about Jabari that much. They just added that on. They care about the detective.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
And they're not going to let that go. It's like I was saying last night. They're not going to let that go. They're going to have to pin that murder on somebody. I feel like they'll let Jabari's murder go unsolved before they will the detective.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Somebody gonna have to.
Well, I mean, technically solving the detective's murder solves Jabari murder in a sense.
I guess it would. Same weapon is used.
His gun, his gun was left at the scene. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So whoever they pinch for that is gonna ultimately basically say, "Yep, you going down for Jabari's murder too." Shit.
Which I felt like they should have kept Lil Guap around and pinned it on him.
And pinned it on his ass.
Yeah, that's what they should have did.
Lil Guap should have been dead after that first instance when he was posting everything on Instagram. You don't post a criminal organization workings on Instagram. Lil Guap was useless.
He was perfect for this. He would have been perfect. He would have been a perfect pansy for this to set up for this crime. Yeah, especially since you had Everett's statement about him attacking them that night at the club. It would have just been more easier to pin that on. He was part of the gang GTG. The GTG member was found dead in the pool at the school. They could have tied all these murders up on Lil Guap. They could have put all these murders on him.
Hey, Xavier said, "Where's Saxe's fast ass niece?" Talking about Riley.
Yeah, where is she?
Well, she did disappear.
She's gone back where she came from.
Yeah, she'll be back. She'll be back chasing behind Brayton. Yep, she'll be back.
I don't think so. I think she's gone. I think that's a character that's just gone.
She was useless to begin with.
Pretty much.
So we see Carrie and Tate in class. And of course Carrie gets the call from Jenny about Tariq being able to hear the tape, and that just instantly makes her uncomfortable. And I'm like, all this is happening in real time. Lauren's not in class. Tariq gets up and leaves class. She runs out of the class. I mean, everybody knows what's going on at this point. And they all meet up at Lauren's room. Well, Tariq,
I didn't like the way that happened in real time.
I didn't like that.
That stuff happened way too fast.
That was unrealistic. That was unrealistic.
Light skin Keisha say, clearly that bitch is lying.
Right. I was like, I wasn't gonna nitpick, but I was like, where they do that at? That they just be calling their professor bitches. Like, where they do that at?
Bushan don't care.
Yeah, she say anything that comes to her mind.
She say whatever comes to mind. That's why she's awesome.
Are we left to believe that Tariq broke into Lauren's dorm? I mean, I guess none of these kids lock their doors when they leave. They just anybody can show up to any one of these doors.
The only reason why Tariq having evidence in his room is not evidence, but whatever.
Yeah.
She might get the key.
So they have a whole conversation, which Tariq pretty much manipulates Carrie into testifying in place of Lauren. So he's trying to save Lauren.
Do you, Xavier?
He said,
but to their face, Xavier, to their face. We all say stuff around about people, but to their face.
Apparently, Xavier does.
Oh man!
Oh my goodness. So what did y'all think about that scene right there where Tariq convinces Carrie to get on the stand and lie?
I think for her to be a professor, to be manipulated that easy, to her be that emotionally vulnerable. She's a
former prosecutor with a law degree. She's
and you just you couldn't tap into none of that and say, well, this, that, and the other. It's almost like he used her guilt against her, and now
that's exactly what he did. He used her own guilt against her as a weapon.
Yeah, pretty much. Like Lauren couldn't even convince her to do it, but Tariq did it.
Yep. So Monet's doing her part of the scam. She goes to talk to Lorenzo about old times and decides that she wants to go to Coney Island, and he's all for that because he wants to spend time with his wife and whatever the case may be. And she was like, "Damn, I have to do this." She wasn't pressed about it at all. we see Diana approach Monet right before she gets ready to leave, and like, "Ma, we need to talk." Do you think she was getting ready to bring up the whole Zeke thing then?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
I think she was given the opportunity to come clean.
I think she was.
She was going to give her like, "Hey, look, this is what I found."
Or at the very least, yeah, she was getting ready to question her down about it, and that wouldn't have been a good scene. If that would have happened, that would have been a good thing for her.
Whoa, wait a minute. Xavier Lorenzo is actually a good husband. The same Lorenzo that just got out of jail, he was supposed to be doing a life bid for selling drugs. The same Lorenzo that probably killed about 20 people since he got out of jail. The same Lorenzo that's trying to get his whole family to stay in an illegal enterprise.
Get the chicken. Get the chicken.
That Lorenzo.
What is your definition of a good husband?
I need to know your definition of a good husband. Oh my gosh! Oh,
hey, go get the chicken.
I'm waiting for the response.
Go ahead. Oh gosh.
So Monet asks Diana where she getting ready to go, and she's like, she's off the Zeke game. And Monet knew she was lying right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you see Monet go to her room, and they play the same song they were playing when Diana was snooping through her stuff. Now she's stupid through her stuff. She was stupid through her stuff.
Because Monet don't trust her. That's why I don't understand the whole thing. Like when Monet was having that whole conversation, if you know that you can't trust this girl, is she in the next room?
Well, she knows at the very least. At the very least, she knows she's lying.
How easy it was. You notice how Diana went through Monet's stuff, and it took a little bit to do some digging to find some stuff. Monet went right to one dress.
Neither one of them knew what they were looking for. That's the crazy part about it. Neither one of them knew what they were looking for. They were looking for something. They just didn't know what they were looking for.
Right.
They were trying.
So I don't think that. But she found something. Monet found something.
Yeah, she found them condoms, and that just confirmed that she been messing with Tariq.
First drawer, she found condoms. Bow, there it is.
That Tariq was getting them cheeks.
Yep, he been clapping them too.
Hey, CG, we got a response to that. Lorenzo is actually a good husband.
I'm about to put it up. Here you go,
wow, that's all you need. Okay, that's all you need. Then okay.
He's spending time with her. He's constantly. Wow. Okay.
Damn.
Okay. I mean,
it was a handful, Crystal.
Different people want different things in the husband. I guess it don't matter that he a murderer. Okay, no problem.
Damn. Damn, boy. I mean, that could go both ways, though. Really, B. I mean, if he's a murderer, that could mean you safe.
Here's another unrealistic scene right here.
Okay.
Carrie doesn't show up the same day. She doesn't show up the same day to testify. The prosecution has to prepare her for the stand. They have to prepare her before she gets on the stand. They have to know what she's going to say. And they just put her up there, cold turkey, and not know what she's going to say. They didn't prepare their own witness. So
they showed,
and that's why the result was the way it was.
Mm-hmm. They did what they call them, pre-trial runs, or they did one with Yas.
Yes, they did not prepare their witness. They did not. She was just so happy to get somebody up on that stage and testify to corroborate that tape that she didn't even care.
So let me ask this:
Carrie at risk now.
Let me ask this: if she practiced law already, do you think that you really still need to prep her?
I think that's probably why they felt comfortable doing that. They were like, "Well, she's done it. She knows what we need to know. She knows what we need her to say." Maybe that's why. I don't know.
So that's why I would think that would be. That's the only reason why I would think.
Yeah, she is. I mean, she is a former prosecutor, so that may make sense. It might. I might have to give him a pass on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And she get up on that stage, and she did good with Jenny's questioning. But boy, when Saxe Davis cross-examined her,
Davis tore her apart.
He murdered her.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Cringeworthy.
It was
cringeworthy.
It was very cringeworthy.
I was like, she gonna cry in the car.
So me and Crystal had a long discussion about this last night. We got to go get into it today, but we basically came to the conclusion that her being promiscuous, pretty much just put her as a character witness that, listen, you could be protecting any one of these 4 people that you don't slept with or don't have a sexual relationship with. Like, all her business got put on blast.
Right. Because again, it wasn't the fact that she was promiscuous. It was the fact that she had slept with those men. Like, you could have slept with 20 other dudes, and that's not an issue.
Because we're trying to save her, because she don't need no saving, man. She got lit up on that.
I'm not trying to save her at all. You know, I'm not trying to save her. I'm saying her. Listen, her being a hoe wasn't the issue.
I'll deal with you offline.
It was who she was hoeing with. The fact that she slept with the lead detective.
She wasn't a hoe. Don't talk about her like that.
Attorney. She slept with the victim. Like, all of that, that's the problem. If she had slept with 4 dudes that, you know, didn't have nothing to do with it, that wasn't the issue. The fact that her testimony is clouded because she has a motive to lie for any number of reasons at this point.
I agree. And to make it worse was the fact that the nail in the coffin was the fact that she admitted to sleeping with Zeke. And because of the ethics part of it, it just destroyed any validity that she would have had on the stand anyway. That was the nail. That was the real nail in the coffin. Like, wait a minute, you sleeping, you going against whatever oath or whatever you're not supposed to be doing at the school. You know the reason why you're not supposed to be doing with the school, and you did it anyway.
But at the end of the day, you got to tip your hat to her a little bit. Give her props, because at the end of the day,
I'm not giving her a damn thing.
We're not giving her shit.
She did try to correct her wrong. She did try to correct her wrong because she didn't have to put
she
herself
didn't.
on that. Yes, she did.
She did her into that. She would have never done it.
Lauren.
No, Tariq had to guilt her into that. She had no sympathy for Lauren. None.
Listen, ultimately she did the right thing. Regardless of what the motivation was, what motivated her to do it, she ended up doing the right thing. She got up there. She suborned perjury. She lied. She tried to protect her student in the end. So
the student that she wouldn't have need protecting if she had stayed the hell out of it.
How she go sleep?
She's the reason why her student needed protection.
I'm grieving. Y'all gonna leave me alone by Carrie? I'm grieving.
Hey.
Actually, how you go from sleeping with all those high-powered men to sleeping with Zeke?
That was a back paddle.
She was. Zeke must have
I can tell you why. He's a whole for sure.
Oh man, get up! Hey.
Y'all gonna leave me alone about my Carrie.
David say, same relationship me and you had.
Y'all gonna leave me alone about my Carrie.
Man. And that black juror was the victim. Right there up front.
She was a victim.
So she's Professor Hotbox. That's a fact.
Professor
Hotbox.
That's a fact.
I like that name.
Get your jokes off.
That's a fact.
Get your jokes off. Y'all won this time. Y'all won this time. Y'all got y'all win.
That's a good one.
Y'all got y'all win. Y'all won.
I'm referring to Professor Hotbox from now on.
I'm still gonna ride for
Carrie, they chewing her out in the chat, boy. Professor
Xavier says she's Professor Deadbox now.
Well,
Ashley said I'm still trying to figure out how his slow ass pull that off.
Exactly, because he's not cute at all.
He's dumb. Dumb athlete. What you say, David? He's a dumb athlete.
Hey, didn't Davis call her? He say, but yeah. He is known by Freaky Zeke, ain't he?
Right. David asked.
Oh man, bro.
Dude, man. So shout out to that. That's a fire Chanel sweater she got on too.
It is.
Yes,
so
it is.
Monet and Lorenzo, you know, they taking a stroll down memory lane or whatever, and he's earnestly committed to building their relationship back up. But she's every scene that she's in with him, she's disinterested. You know,
I was gonna say that, CG. Like this scene right here at Coney Island, it's like they look like the perfect couple, man. But she got an ulterior
in his mind,
and he trying to build it. You know what I'm saying? Build their empire, man.
Talking about Zeke is a few marbles short of a dice game. Yeah, he is.
That's a fact.
Oh,
Yeah.
not the
That's a fact,
potential,
darling.
though.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
y'all dragging Carrie on. Y'all dragging my Carrie on. I'm still grieving.
Whatever. You know how we feel about Carrie.
But
man.
she's pulling her part off. She's establishing the alibi. She's keeping Lorenzo distracted. So she's doing her part of the scheme. So Monet grew past Lorenzo, just like Ghost grew past Tasha. Big facts. Good point. Very good point. Totally agree. And you know what? You're absolutely right about that, because he's stuck in the past. He's stuck 10 years on down the road. She's grown past that. And he can't see her, just like Tasha couldn't see Ghost for who he was. She's grown. And he doesn't see the fact that his wife.
She don't want to be part of the. She don't want to be part of the drug game no more.
Exactly.
That's parallel. What it is. And Lorenzo still wants to be involved.
Agreed.
And she don't know that Mecca is actually the plug. She thinks that Mecca is
doesn't know how
international trading.
She doesn't know.
So she probably don't have no idea
that doesn't know how
dangerous the stuff Mecca that she's trying to get away from.
She does not know how dangerous he is. He's very dangerous.
That's all that is. I don't think necessarily she moved past her husband per se, but she moved past what her husband is doing. She don't want no parts of.
I agree because she keeps trying to tell him there's another way. There's another way we can do this. We can get out of life and still. I mean, obviously, you guys have amassed wealth. You guys live in a nice house. Y'all got nice clothes, nice whips. It's time to find another way. And because we know what's going to end up. You just got out of jail. And that's the crazy part about it. You just got out of jail from what was supposed to be a life sentence, and you want to jump right back into this up to your neck in the street.
It's not even necessarily about just the drug. Monet is actually cool with the drug part of it or whatever. She just it's a different way of going about it that's going to keep us out of harm's way.
Agreed, Xavier.
And the way that you're going about it in the cowboy manner, which is going to put us right back in the position which I was just trying to remove us
worse
from.
than where we were. Worse than where
Mecca,
we were.
on the other hand, or Dante, as she knows him, on the other hand, she doesn't know what he actually does besides the international trading. So, she of course this would be easier, but she tried to give her family a chance. But of course, her demeanor says what has been saying the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
right.
Agreed. So we see Mecca and Kane and Chef. They're back at the crib, and looks like they were preparing. What were they preparing for? Because they were getting new weapons and stuff together even before they knew they were under attack. So, what was the vibe between Mecca and Chef? Because they seemed like they had beef even before all this other stuff went on. So, what was going on with that?
I've been trying to wrap my head around that.
There's definitely something going on, because he told him, he said, "Man, what I tell you about being back there?" And he was like, "I'm looking for that." He was like, "I'm looking for that strap you asked me to look for." So whatever it was, there was
conflict already brewing.
Where did it come from, though?
Right, where did it come from? Yeah. That was bad writing right there, too.
It wasn't brewed up or nothing. It wasn't like Chef made a mistake. It was like, okay, we can see it's going bad. It just happened out of nowhere. Y'all tuning up to go to a war that we don't even know exactly what the war is, and then you and Chef is on bad terms. Where did it come from?
The only thing that me and Crystal could come up with last night when we were talking about it was that I feel like there may be some tension between Chef and Kane, and Mecca is probably ride for Kane, and some of that animosity is flowing over to Chef now because they have conflict, because him and Kane has conflict. That's the only thing that we could come up with why they would be at odds with each other, because they haven't showed us at this point. They showed Chef as a pretty reliable and loyal worker. So, I don't understand why Mecca would have beef with him right now. Anybody in the comments got any other theories, post them, because we're kind of lost on that one.
I don't know, but Xavier said, Mecca said, "Stay ready. You don't have to get ready." That's facts.
Yeah.
Big facts. I live by that.
If you ain't ready for war, you got to prepare for war. You already lost it.
And he stay ready. Strap or no strap.
I'm gonna
stay ready.
And they got all these secret compartments and secret rooms in this penthouse. With the biomatrix and all this stuff, they got weapons everywhere. They true assassins for real.
man, bro. He did tours in Afghanistan, so I mean, you gotta be, you know what I'm saying. For the most part, you gotta look at that. You know, his life was pre-military. Was before that was military. So you gotta expect that.
You know what, Dark Liquor,
it does, Dark Liquor.
Courtney Kemp's review of last week's episode, she's mentioned this several times that she writes other scenes that get cut out of the show, that get edited out of the show. I guess because they have other stories that they have to focus on, or they don't have enough time to show all the scenes that they actually shoot for it. So I think that's
that could be on
point right there. There's bad editing in this show that leaves plot holes, and that's what it is. We don't get to see those plot holes, but I think there may be scenes that are written to answer some of these questions that we have, but they just don't have an opportunity to show them. So very good point, Dark Liquor. So this hangar is under attack, which I felt like, Mecca knows. We know that Mecca knows that Kane's behind all this, because otherwise, how would GTG know where his hangar is at, where he keeps all his plane and cars, and apparently he keeps to work here too, because they got in here and they killed everybody that was there at the hangar, and they got to work. And then Mecca gets a call while the attack is going on to let them know that the hangar is under attack, and it's GTG, and they rush over there, but by the time they get there, everyone's dead and all the work is gone. So any thoughts about this scene?
Can I say something about this?
Go ahead, bro.
This scene was kind of crazy too, because
it was
in New York. I've been to New York once, maybe twice in my life. There's no hangar anywhere.
Not in the city, at least.
There's no hangars anywhere where Chef could have got back to that damn apartment that quick.
That's probably in Manhattan. That's probably in Manhattan.
They
probably in Long Island somewhere right now.
He got back to that apartment like it was down the block.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on a minute. We got a comment. Let me see what Bab talking about. What Bab say? I think Mecca knows what Kane did, but I think Mecca killed Chef because Chef didn't spot Kane's play. Part of that I agree with. I think that Chef, I don't necessarily think that Mecca is holding Chef responsible for not spotting Kane's play. He was using Chef as a pawn. I have to kill Chef to make Kane think that I'm for him, to make Kane think that I believe him. We know that Mecca's not stupid enough to believe that Kane's simple little plan or Kane and Tariq's simple little plan was believable. So I think that Kane killed him ultimately to sacrifice Chef to keep that facade going with Kane, that I trust you, I believe you, you're on my side. But we really know that Mecca is suspicious of Kane. But someone else made a good comment on one of our posts, that they think that the only reason why Mecca hasn't dealt with Kane yet is because of Monet. He knows that that's her child, and maybe that's what's saving him.
I don't know. Right. I think that I agree. I think that I believe that Mecca thinks that Kane was the one. Like, I don't believe that Mecca believes that it was the Chef, because Chef has no motive. Kane does. Like, at the end of the day, let's not forget that that's his daddy. Like, at the end of the day, Lorenzo is his father. So Mecca has to question whether Kane was going to stay loyal to him anyway. Like, that's your father. So, and we know that that's not why he did what he did. But, and again, also too, I think Mecca did this also on purpose, because again, he's trying to dry Monet out, because he knew that Monet
would dry her out. Yep.
Right. That's why he cut off the supply. That's why he cut off that side supply. So I don't believe that Mecca didn't see the play. I just don't believe it.
Yeah, he saw it. He definitely knew. I agree, Ashley. He definitely knew. And
yeah, he knew.
We switched to the scene where they you have Drew and Brayden, Lil Guap, and Effie. They all playing their part. So they show up at the penthouse. Yeah, here we go with the Ocean's 11 plan. In full effect at this point. So I guess we're left to believe that Effie disabled the power in the building.
Yeah, she said she did it. She said it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so, they're all setting themselves up to go in and rob Mecca's place. So actually, they pull off two robberies at the same time. because they're robbing the hangar and then they're robbing the penthouse at the same time. So they got a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
So we see that Drew and Lil Guap are going up the stairwell, and Lil Guap is trying to get on Drew's good side. You know, he give him the grill and the stack of money and whatever, you know, trying to kind of make amends for their beef, their past beef or whatever. You know, Drew kind of plays along with it, but I didn't understand why he killed him before they interacted the plan, because he could have really used Lil Guap. Again, Lil Guap could have been the fall guy for a lot of these things if you would have hemmed him up in the penthouse and let Chef catch him there in the penthouse, or killed him there in the penthouse or something like that. But I felt like he killed him too soon. But, you know, his anger towards Lil Guap got the best of him. So let me use this opportunity to get rid of you now. But really, there was no point of bringing Lil Guap along because he really didn't participate in the scheme.
Jordan 1 alert.
Yeah, I see the Jordan 1 alert.
They brought him along to kill him. I mean, the whole
I guess that's how they brought him along for. Yeah, they brought him along to kill him.
As well as the Paris to NYCs, because that's what they look like.
I don't know if those are the Paris to NYCs. I thought those were the same mids from last week that were in Everett's room.
It could have been. I had to rewind it a bit when he walked into the apartment building because I thought they was Dior's at first.
Yeah. No, Tariq got the Dior's. Soldiers are expendable. Xavier has he has plenty of those. Yep.
Yeah, Mecca got plenty of soldiers, bro. And
yeah.
Rock is his numero uno. So you know what I'm saying? Basically, soldiers, he basically showing you soldiers are a dime a dozen. He showed that in the last episode
when he got rid of his other homeboy.
When he gave Lorenzo, when Lorenzo told him, he said, "Man, if I get me a army, basically, I'm gonna take over Queens." And he was like, "Yeah, soldiers are easy. I give you those at an extra cut." Yeah. That was easy.
Yeah. So Lil Guap, he gone from here. So we see that Chef makes it
Wait
back
a minute.
to
Drew choked the shit out of Lil Guap, man. He choked that man out.
He choked him to death.
Let me see. Damn, a gun. I'm gonna use my hand.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it was.
The whole time.
Yeah,
it was bothering me. Talk too damn much.
Yeah. Well, at least he wasn't on Instagram this time, y'all.
I'm surprised he wasn't going up the stairs. We about to get ready to rob Mecca's house.
Right. Dumbass.
Idiot.
So Drew is caught in the penthouse now, and even though him and Kane have a adversary type relationship, but you do see that Kane always shows up for him, because when he sent Kane that text that he was in trouble, Kane got there quick. I mean, I guess the hangar, Marvin, going back to what you said, I guess the hangar was right around the corner because Kane got there within minutes. Drew should have been caught. Drew should have gotten caught, but he did. So then we see that they robbed Mecca. What else you think there was in the bag? Do you think there was money in the bag with the ring as well? What more product? I thought it was money.
I think it was money. I don't think it was product. I don't think Mecca would keep product there.
Keep in mind, Tariq needed money and product. But Kane and Monet also needed money too. They need to finish paying Davis. So I'm just assuming that Tariq wasn't able to get any money, so they gave him the ring to give to Davis' defense. And you know, there's we seem to think that this ring is probably going to come back to haunt us again, but then part of me seems to think that it's not, because if Davis is going to fence it and get the cash for it, the ring is just gone at this point.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's something more.
You had something else about the ring.
Party from hell.
You had something else about the ring, Crystal?
No, I'm just saying I don't know. They just made a point to show us that ring more than once.
That's what I was thinking.
I think it might come back. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm not convinced.
I was thinking that there's some type of significance to this ring, this ring, because it's being carried all throughout the episode at this point.
That was the ring he was gonna get Monet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because remember when he was on the phone with it, he said, I gotta talk to you. I gotta see you. And he had the ring.
I got that part. We're just saying how's it gonna come back and play, because I think that's too significant. They made it too big of a deal. I'm assuming that's just
yeah.
Well, we know something like that is gonna be very well noticeable.
All right, showdown at the Tejada house. The showdown.
Gloves came off.
Hey, let me tell you, I was good on some Hennessy vibing to the show. I saw this. I had to That knocked all my drunkenness out right here, man.
Man, you crazy. I had to get a double shot when I saw this scene right here. I'm gonna take a sip right now.
I think everybody at the table had to get a double shot.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. This dinner party, damn.
So Dirty Diana has prepared dinner for everyone. Dirty Diana has prepared dinner for everyone. And Kane starts giving her grief about her cooking and whatever, and of course Lorenzo comes to her aid or whatever. And I don't even know where we went wrong at this point. I don't even know how everything just kind of jumped off to be where it was, because she started putting everybody's business on blast.
Well, basically, what happened was
that's where it was. It was the basketball game. Yep.
Yeah, they snitched on.
Like, I didn't see you there. I didn't see none of y'all there. Yep.
Yeah, they insinuated. They basically was dry snitching that she wasn't really at the game.
On the real,
so she got mad. But like,
she got mad. She put everybody on blast. Yep.
But to me, that's like
first.
But what she did was say that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
Oh no, I was just saying this whole scene was first 48. Give me a cigarette and a bottle of water. I'm gonna tell you.
Right. I mean, it was like they threw a paper ball at her and she threw a damn boulder at them. Like they didn't do they was just teasing you. Like it wasn't that serious, Diana. Damn.
And she instantly got in her bag. She got in her bag so bad. She put Kane on blast. She put Kane on blast about the powdered sugar. And then there's a whole big argument between Lorenzo and Monet about Kane doing that, which I really thought that was going to be an opportunity for Lorenzo to kind of jump on Kane a little bit after he found out what you went against the family. Because you remember when he had him beat down at the prison, he told him if you go against the family again, that's it for you. And
but why did Monet act shocked? Did you think that she didn't believe Tariq when Tariq told her? Because Tariq already told her that.
Yep. And told her about the money.
Did not believe Tariq?
She was more angry about Diana stealing the money than she was with Kane about stealing the product. Yeah.
She probably more shocked because it came out at the dinner table. And
that's after he said, he said, what did he say to her about that food? He said, man, ain't no meat in this. Then it went all downhill from there. It
did go all downhill from there. And then so Dirty Diana pretty much reveals to the whole family that Zeke was first of all, I mean, she had to spell it out for Zeke. Like,
he's so stupid.
Listen, first of all, Dante is your daddy. She been lying to us our whole life, and she's not your aunt. Because he was like, auntie. She's like, are you so stupid? She's not your aunt. That's your mama.
Not to mention that they also said that Drew ain't knock off Everett yet.
Oh yeah,
that was Kane. That was Kane, because Kane said, he said, let's talk about how you ain't knocked off your boy yet, and he said, and Lorenzo was like, Everett still with us?
And then Zeke was like, Everett, you trying to kill my teammate?
What he do? What he do? Kill my teammate?
Yes.
Yes. And not even know the reason why. Because he was getting ready to leave, and then Monet was begging him to stay. And
the thing with Zeke, man, that kills me is stop acting like you don't know what this family does.
Yeah, like that's just a normal family.
Like they're not murderers and they don't move drugs.
They're murderers.
You have to know this.
Right. And you know that they're murderers and drug dealers at this point. And
you know they in the game. And you trying to kill my teammate.
Yeah.
Yes, dummy.
He's the type of person that fella open book test, bro. Get him the answers right there. He's still gonna fail.
You crazy.
Like, damn, all the answers
right there. What are you talking about?
And you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, from the party to now, you've been exposed to all kind of things. The party, you was exposed to Kane pulling the gun on the dude and whooping on him at your party. You've been exposed to all kind of violence, drugs, and everything else.
Bodies dropping all around you and your family.
Right. Everybody else is in the house, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody go to work, but you got on Gucci every day. Your auntie mama, as you probably call her, drive a G-Wagon.
Auntie mama.
And you don't understand none of this. All this shit went down right at the table. And you talking about wait a minute. What did Everett do? What the fuck you mean? What did he do?
But you know what though? But this is the part that I talk about where they play with my intelligence. At the beginning of the show, going back to what you were saying, Slick Rick, at the beginning of the show, Zeke was smarter. Like in that first episode, remember he told Tariq,
exactly.
"Yo, you don't pay attention." You know, like he was a lot. He knew what like his character at the beginning was a lot smarter. It's like they're making him dumber as the season go along. Even when him and Carrie first hooked up, there was he had some swag when he was talking to Carrie. Like it just I don't know why it's like they've dumbed down his character over the last season.
Yeah, they really have.
They have. So the very first episode, like you see Kane get into it with the dude or whatever at the party, and now they acting like Zeke is not supposed to be like he's standing there with his stupid hair.
But Zeke even told Tariq, "Don't say nothing." Like
I was like, "Yeah,
don't bother, don't pay no attention to that.
I agree. Yeah, exactly."
So Diana produces the birth certificate, and not only does she reveal who the parents are, but she also reveals that the date of birth. She lied about the date of birth as well. So Zeke thinks that he's 19 and he's 23.
I'm gonna be ineligible for the draft. I've been lying about my age.
Ineligible to be playing.
How are you 23 and think that you're 19?
And a freshman in college with your stupid ass.
Where did you get a state ID? Did you get a license? Did they fake the birth certificate? Like, what is all this stuff coming from? Like,
I guess that's what we're left to believe.
Pass for so long,
exactly.
That you don't know.
So this man got a whole wallet, no state ID because apparently you need your birth certificate.
That's what I'm saying. Damon made a good point with that. There's two birth certificates. Obviously, this is the real.
Yeah, there must be a fake birth certificate.
There's a fake birth certificate floating around somewhere that says he was born in 2003. Instead of 1998.
Man, listen, this dumbass. He come on, man. Come on.
Like he's so stupid.
This dude fell an open book test.
But I can't see how he's going to school all these years.
Whose man is this?
Older than the rest of the kids. He's bigger than the rest of the kids. At 1, you're 4. There's no way you can pass a 1 year off, 4 year off as a 1 year old. I'm sorry.
But that's why I say I hope next year when we know that Monet's father and I think her mom is going to be on next year. I'm hoping, and sister, I'm hoping that we get some context to all of this. Like, where was he that for those first couple of years? Like, why something like this guy? They're going to have to make this shit make sense.
Yeah, make it make sense to me at this point.
I mean, ain't no sense to make of it.
Like, intelligence again. I mean.
Bro, listen, man, that whole scene right there, man, that tells me just a lot. Then Kane asked, "Wait,
Monet told me, listen, I'm gonna kill you, little girl."
What you mean? Is that your oldest son?
Listen,
yo,
if she could have got her hands on her, Diana would let her go.
That was supposed to be an ass whooping for real.
Kane
shouldn't have been able to.
Kane should have let her ass go.
The level of anger, no. I'd have jumped across that.
Hey, when she see her again on site, when she see her
on site, bro.
Flip the whole damn table up.
The whole table should have been turned up. That whole table should have been turned up.
Yeah, they would have had to carry me out of there because when I say, and we at the dinner table, I know it's a knife on that table somewhere. Yo, I'm cutting her. Like, I'm going to get that white shirt wouldn't have been white when I got done. I promise you that.
Hey, you went to the house down, Crystal. Crystal, you went to the house down with it. They went and told you about it, ain't it?
Hey, look at this dumb face. See what I'm saying? Look at this stupid face. Look at him.
We're going to say, hey, what'd he say? This say 1998. Y'all retarded ass.
Look at him. No, it's not no long-lived Queen Diana. It's Dirty Diana. Yo.
He remind me of the dummy. He remind me of the dummy, the bully off of Class X. The faces that he be making.
Yo, I feel
that's who he remind me of. The faces that he be making.
I feel sorry for Zeke because his whole world just got turned upside down this while ago. And
the crazy part is he's the
while you sit here in a Gucci jumpsuit, but your whole life
he's the most innocent in all this. That's the sad part.
He is the most innocent out of all of them.
Right. But here's the problem, Xavier. You're saying that, like Diana, the queen is dead. Diana took over. But what Diana's going to realize is her daddy it's not what she thinks it's going to be. Like, she think that if she could get Monet out the house or get Monet under control, that she going to get what she want out of it. What she don't understand is her father is a chauvinist that only sees her as a princess to put up on a shelf. He don't want her to do. He doesn't.
That's why he allowed her to go to school because he don't want a woman in the business.
Exactly. The only difference between her and him and Monet is that Monet was going to actually use her to further the business. I don't think he wants her in the business, but he doesn't want her doing anything productive either. He's letting her go to school just to shut him up.
A W Gucci.
Diana need the brakes beat off her ass. That's what she needs.
That man sitting
I
there,
beat her ass every time I thought about it.
Hey, this whole episode, I know I'm not a smart man.
He was an idiot.
I mean, it was one thing to learn that the family secret, but when they added a little extra to it when they changed his date of birth. You know, so
yeah, I think that was going too far.
That went too far. Yeah, that just made it more.
We always said off the podcast, off the shows, we always said that Zeke had to be between 22 and 24 years old. We always said that. Even when we found out that was her son and they rode that wave, we said that Zeke has to be between 22 and 24 years old because Kane is like 21. So if he's the oldest child, then that means Zeke had to be older than him by at least 2 years.
Right, but they didn't have to do that. All they had to say was they just had to write it in the story that Zeke was older in college when this whole thing started. That's all they had to do.
Or they could have even made it where Zeke was further along in college. He didn't have to be a freshman.
Right. That's what I said.
That man seemed like he failed 6th grade 7 times.
Yes, I agree with that.
That man flunked 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and had summer school.
Just dumb.
But it could have been, no, because he would still know his real age. I was gonna say, because part of it is that he grew up down south and then later came to New York. So maybe when he came to New York, this whole I don't know, this mama auntie.
I think that's when they changed, but I think that's probably when they changed his age when he came
back. That's what I'm thinking too.
Like, they probably Monet had the baby and then they probably sent the baby down south. That's fine. I'm okay with all of that. And when the baby came back, but what I don't understand is what was the need to change his age?
Yeah, but going back to what Monet said, CP, going back to what Monet said last episode when she was confronting Dante about the revealing to Zeke that he was a father, you don't think that decisions were made for me? I was 16. So this may not even been her decision to make. This may have been made by her family.
Oh, I absolutely believe it wasn't her decision. I don't believe this was her decision at all. I don't believe it was her decision not to raise Zeke. I don't believe it was her decision. I agree with that part. But what I'm saying is I still need somebody to explain why. Xavier said that Courtney Kemp said this is inspired by her own story. Then I need to Courtney explain why. Because I just
maybe we'll get there in Tuesdays. She does her recap on Instagram Live on Tuesday. So maybe we'll get some more insight on that on Tuesday when she breaks down the show. So we see Mecca / Dante. I don't know where they were at. They were at GTG's.
No,
place.
they was at GTG.
They went and finished off the rest of their members.
Yeah, basically he was just killing everybody.
And then he was killing everybody. He said he was going hunting. He said he was going hunting.
It's time to hunt.
He said it's time to hunt. And he did. He hunted them down single-handedly. And then he told Kane, the last little bit of business we need to take care of is get rid of the mole. And he took Chef out. He bled out.
Man, hey, he spilled Chef ass all over that spot.
Yeah.
Chef didn't deserve that. Chef didn't deserve it.
No, he had that carabin on his hand. That boy. Man, listen.
I can't even do this scene, so somebody else gonna have to do this scene. I can't even talk about it.
She's perfectly fine now. The only way to get over it is you have to talk about it. You have to talk through the pain.
You're gonna have to excuse me for a minute. I need to collect myself for a minute. You're gonna have to excuse.
You have to get through it. It's part of the grieving process.
He said, "You got to excuse me."
It's part of the grieving process.
That is so ridiculous.
Y'all gonna have to excuse me for a minute. I need a moment.
All right, I'll break this one down. On this episode of the first 48, a body was found.
So Carrie's at the house. She get a text from Dean Wan saying, "Hey, can you come in a little early tomorrow?" She already knew she was getting ready to get fired. She knew she was getting ready to get fired. and she's come to the realization that it's over for her. And then she gets a text from Zeke saying, "Can I see you?" And she didn't respond to it. And of course, there's a knock at her door. She shouldn't even answer the door at this point. Like, listen, at this point,
you can't look through the peephole.
Yeah, I don't want to be bothered. Like, listen, y'all leave me alone because there's too many people rolling up over here to my house. Like, I don't want to be involved with this bullshit. But it's Monet at the door.
Why didn't she just look through the peephole and don't even like, you already know she's coming with danger. You could not just answer the door.
I agree, Xavier.
Would have fired a shot to
everybody come waltzing
beat on the door.
Yeah, because even with the detective, I mean, everybody, Davis and everybody just roll up over her.
She wide as hell, boy.
Yeah, and just let them come on in. Yeah.
Oh, if it's a man in her door, she definitely opening the door.
Cause she a hoe.
Oh, hey, y'all, he's off camera again.
She opened up the door for any man that knocks on that door.
Pretty much.
But in this scene, I think she probably should just not answer the door. I don't know if Monet just needed to confide in her because she really didn't have nobody else to really turn to, which she probably could have turned to Mecca, which she probably ended up doing eventually anyway.
Well, what happened was when she was
there's a reason she's
out of
there.
Her own house, when she got put out of her own house, because you remember Larissa told her she needed to leave.
Right.
She got put out of her own house. She was at a crossroads because she was trying to call Zeke. He wasn't answering the phone, or whatever the case may be. So she was trying to find out where Zeke was and what his emotional state was. And she came to that realization there's nowhere else for him to go. There's no one else for him to turn to but Carrie. So that's why she hightailed it over there, because she was thinking that she was going to find Zeke there. Zeke just hadn't made it there yet.
Oh, right.
And so when Carrie lets her in, they start having that conversation, and she's pretty much, she came to the realization right there that if Zeke still has you to turn to, he ain't going to never come back to me. And when she said that, I knew right there she was going to take Carrie out.
Do y'all think this was one of them situations where she did it?
What do you mean?
Tariq got them cheeks.
I said, do you think this is one of them situations where Monet actually did that?
I do. But she did it in a smart way. She ain't do it sloppy like how Kane and all the rest of these people are dropping bodies. She did it in a way where it appears that Carrie may have taken her own life.
I'll give my theory on that when we get to that.
Yeah,
it looks like a self-termination.
Yes. Yeah. So we get to Tariq and Effie back at the dorm again, and Effie is clearly catching feelings for Tariq because he even comments to it. He's basically like, "Yo, I thought you weren't trying to catch feelings or whatever." And she's like, "It might be too late for that." So what do you think is going to happen with this whole cocktail of women that he got? He really loves Lauren, and that's who he really wants to be with. But Effie reminds him, well, guess what? You can't be with her because you can't be who you are if you're with her.
She playing him.
She playing him.
I was saying she's playing him. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I just think she's playing him. I don't believe her.
They little entanglement or whatever they got is all the plan.
It's the entanglement at this point. It's
the entanglement. It's all the plan for Effie.
Because I mean, you clapping all these cheeks, and none of these women, and all these women are catching feelings. Lauren don't catch feelings for him. Diana don't catch feelings for him. Effie catching feelings for him. It's not going to end well for one of these women. So who do you think will get hurt? Well, Lauren's already got hurt. Lauren's already have gotten hurt. So who's next? Diana or Effie?
Effie not to put the money back in front of the fellas. So Effie not going for that.
Yep. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how these dynamics unfold when they find out about each other. At this point, they haven't found out about each other. Once they start finding out about each other, that's going to create more problems for Tariq that he ain't going to be ready to deal with. Oh, boy.
Hey, man, I know you love Carrie, bro, but what's up with her feet, man? They either trying to, and when they zoomed in on her feet, they either trying to prove she's been dead for some time or, something. But her feet look like she's been deceased for a while.
No, I think the only thing they were showing us in that was that
they were discolored, though. Go look when you look at
the are not discolored.
It was discolored.
I wouldn't pay attention to your toes like that.
Right, who is looking that deep in her toes?
Three different shades.
Yeah,
man. I agree. She's been dead maybe a few hours or so.
Yeah, So I think all they were showing us that Monet took her out and made it look like she did it to herself and she strung her up, which was smart because it's going back to what we were saying in earlier episodes that, look, you got all these bodies dropping around at this Ivy League school and all these murders that are occurring with everyone that in this case, this didn't happen at the school, but it's a professor from the school, another professor in the same class that the last professor died from. Like, come on, yo, there's a connection. And so she had to make it look like this wasn't a murder.
That's exactly what happened because she couldn't just shoot her or anything like that. She had to make it seem like that. She made it seem like she took herself out. That she went and took herself out because if you do that, then fingers are getting pointed back at Tariq. Fingers getting pointed back at possibly at Kane too because if any of them have already been implicated or Kane told her herself and confirmed it with Davis, it's just gonna look bad. So she had to make it seem like everything that fell through for her. So she might as well, go ahead and just hang it up.
Good theory, Dark Looker. I'm really digging that theory.
We see. I like the way they,
I don't think Monet killed Carrie. I believe Monet was finally being vulnerable in that moment. It just happened to be with Carrie, but Monet was hurt in the final straw of Carrie's guilt. Could have been.
It could have been. How she get up there though?
When you hang yourself? I mean,
like,
no, bro, from a ceiling fan. I mean, we don't know what the where she's hanging from. I mean, I'm assuming the ceiling fan. I'm not. It's TV, remember?
It is TV. But if you look at, can you put that screenshot up of her feet, please?
It's up.
Okay. If you see Zeke standing at the door, standing at that door, now the average door is probably about maybe 7 feet, maybe.
Are you really gonna take me through all this?
If you look at are we really about to do that?
That's still pretty damn high. That means you got some rafters up there or something. You did all of that?
Let me see what we got in the comments.
We'll find out.
Virgin Love said she hung herself. Carrie killed herself because she has an addiction and a psychological problem. She's not well. That's facts. That's very true. Chris will tell you that.
Yep, I've been saying that all season. She has an addiction and a psychological problem.
No, that is not what you've been saying all season. All season, you've been saying that they've been taking advantage of her. She has been
taken advantage of by a dumb athlete. She's been taken advantage of by a dumb athlete. Yeah.
And if you let a dumb athlete take advantage of you, then what?
She has a psychological problem. She has a psychological problem.
Yeah, this is a good point. Fresh
she needs medical treatment for.
Sounds like Monet gave her a chance. Yeah, gave her a choice to be killed by her or kill herself. Yeah,
that's a big fact too, Fresh. That's a real big fact, because it's an option. Die by my hand or your own.
Talk spicy then. Talk spicy.
Xavier. Damn, boy.
Talk spicy.
Xavier. You know what?
Oh man, bro.
Talk spicy then. That's a fact. Man. That's a fact. But it's gonna be interesting to see though.
So yeah, I've known that. Yeah, it's common for them to have their like plumbing from the ceilings, whatever.
Oh my God, Marvin! Seriously, seriously, Marvin.
Hey man, I'm just saying. Hey,
I think in the next episode they're gonna go back and actually walk us through what happened.
I think we are, because you remember who was Tate talking to in the preview for next week? They were someone was talking to Tate. Was it Tariq and Tate?
Tariq.
Tariq and Tate. He was basically saying that you're responsible for what happened to her. Of course, it's going to be made to look like she took her own life. Mm-hmm. And that's what everyone's going to believe happened. Mm-hmm. That she took her own life. But I think we are going to get the answer to exactly how it happened and What I mean, because there are great points that were made in the comment that she may have done it for herself. That might have been the final straw to her guilt.
Yeah, I mean, like she did say to Monet, like, I lost everything today. Like, I lost everything. Because she really has no, there really is. I mean, it's not to say that there's no redemption for her, but redemption is going to be long. Like it would be a long time. Like she would have to move out of the city. There's no.
I was just thinking that
in the
she
state
could move
of
out
New
of the
York.
state.
Yeah, she's going to have to move out. She would have to move out of the city.
So I had some screenshots from the previews from last week. I just didn't load them up for this review. We'll probably come back later this week and talk about predictions for next week's episode. But who do y'all think the shootout? What do you think the shootout was all about on the basketball court?
Oh, that's retaliation, bro.
From who?
Probably GTG.
Probably GTG.
I thought all those were gone. I thought all of them were gone.
They probably affiliated with somebody else.
Possibly,
for some reason, I think it's Lorenzo.
I was getting ready to say.
For some reason, I feel like it's
Lorenzo.
Me too.
Trying to kill Z.
Lorenzo.
Personally.
And his
trying to kill Monet.
He got a little squad.
To kill Monet. I agree. Or trying to
kill Monet. But I think it's Lorenzo. Yeah.
I think they were trying to get at him.
Hey, CG.
Yo.
Through all this, though, guess who's safe? My girl, Raquel. Carrie gone, man. What you gonna do, bro?
Mourn her death. I'm planning a memorial service and
we're gonna have a visual.
So those of you who want to attend, I'll post the location and time later on today. I'm mourning right now. Have a moment of silence for Carrie.
We ain't having no moment of silence for that hoe. Rashad Tate was just like one episode away from getting them cheeks.
Yeah, he was. Yep. Yeah, he was.
Yep.
Yeah,
everybody else got a little
one
taste.
Episode away from
Smash. He didn't get a chance to get a taste, provided that she's actually
dead.
Hey,
he would have.
Provided that she's actually dead.
She's dead.
Man, she did. You saw her feet.
Listen, y'all been holding on for 2 years that Ghost is still alive. So let me have my moment with Carrie, okay? Y'all been holding on for 2 years that Ghost is fucking alive. Let me have my moment with Carrie, all right?
That's different.
Going yet. She's still here.
That's different.
He said we've been.
So how do y'all rate this episode? For me, I give it a 6. I give it maybe a 5.5 actually. Is what my rating is for it. I wasn't too thrilled about the episode. This big death that they hyped us up, that wasn't the big death that I was looking for. I mean, because it was Carrie. It was predictable that it would be Carrie, though. I mean, everyone had been saying it all throughout the season that Carrie's got to go. Carrie's got to go. Carrie's got to go. So, I mean, for them to kill her is what we were already expecting to happen anyway. So
the crazy thing, I was to say Carrie got to go.
It wasn't who I think Lil Guap's death was a bigger death than hers. I mean, hers was predictable.
Not once I ever say that Carrie had to go.
Chef was a bigger death than hers because all the rest of them
Mecca, I would say that Mecca had to go because Mecca got his pocket and everything they got to do with the Tahadas, and he's back doing every.
You know what? Just like it took all of them to rob him. Just like it took all of them to rob him, it's going to take all of them to take him out. Either he's not going to go. They're not just going to be able to walk up on him and put him down.
Oh like, yeah, I know. But Carrie, I didn't expect for Carrie to actually. I
thought Carrie was going to go out like Saxe. I thought she was just going to get fired, and then somehow, some way, she was going to
reappear again.
Right, she was going,
like everybody else on this show, get fired and then they just pop up again.
Right, you working with somebody else. That's what I thought was going to happen with Carrie. I didn't think that they were actually going, take her out. But I thought more so that it was going to be Lorenzo and
I wanted Lorenzo to go.
Lorenzo, and
he's in the way
by the hands of Dante.
He's in the way right now. Yes, he's in the way right now, and he needs to go. Because he's going to continue to create problems for the family. Yeah.
I think Lorenzo and Dante definitely gonna cross paths, and it ain't gonna be nothing nice.
Oh, they're gonna bang heads. You better believe that. They're gonna bang heads, and it's gonna be over Monet. It's not gonna even be over the business. It's not even gonna be over the business, it's gonna be over Monet, and Mecca is bound and determined to have her, so he's not going to give up. So they're gonna bang heads over that more than anything in the business, and everyone else.
We was gonna kill Zeke. He said, "I thought we was gonna kill Zeke."
Yeah, I could have stood for Zeke to go too. I could have stood for Zeke to go. I still don't think Everett's safe. I still don't think Everett's safe.
Everett has to die. He is snitch.
I think Lorenzo is gonna kill Everett. If Lorenzo don't do it,
so too.
Kane gonna do it.
Kane gonna
do it. If Lorenzo don't do it, Kane gonna do it.
Everett.
Yeah, because Kane is more so ready to impress his father. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He wants that
spot. Top spot. He wants that spot. Yeah, he wants that spot.
Yeah,
he wants Drew out of the way.
So he ready to do whatever. He's basically like that little boy. Like, you here? You my dad. I'm ready to. You know, I want to be with you. So
yeah, but I don't think there's any redemption. I don't think there's any coming back. For what he did, I don't think Lorenzo's gonna forgive that. Like, I don't think there's no coming back.
Especially about that part about the product. That's it for him. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that sugar.
Yeah, it's a wrap for Kane.
Yeah, he said so. You what?
That's a good point, Xavier. If Lorenzo kills Everett, then he's going to turn Drew against him. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's gonna be somebody. It's gonna be if Lorenzo don't do it, I think Kane gonna do it.
Kane gonna do it. Kane be the easier. Yeah. That'll be the scapegoat.
Kane
can do it out of spite.
We've already seen where Drew can't do it, so it's going to be somebody else.
And Kane gonna do it more so, I feel like, to impress his father, but more so to, you know what I'm saying, basically out of spite. You know what I'm saying, like to spite his brother, he's gonna do it.
Kane is a big F up. He messes up everything. He definitely is.
And part of all the problems that we're having with the family right now is because of Kane. All of Tariq's problems, well, I'm not going to say all of them, but a majority of Tariq's problems right now that he's having is because of Kane. So, yeah, Kane is a contributing factor to a lot of their troubles right now. I agree. He's a big contributor.
Definitely.
Yep.
All right. So, anything else for this week?
Nope.
No. You rated it already, right? You gave it a 5, right?
5.5 for me.
5.5 for you. Ooh, that's low.
Yeah,
well, I got an 8.
Considering the fact that I'm actually watching and back on the podcast with you guys about it, y'all got to give me some credit for that, because I'm not even supposed to be here with y'all right now.
Not I ain't supposed to be here.
I ain't supposed to be here with y'all right now, and it's gonna be hard for me to show up next week now that they don't kill my bae. So
you Lord. I just want them to show people.
I give it an 8. That whole scene, that dinner scene did it for me. I give it an 8.
That dinner scene what did it for me too. The dinner scene was the whole show for me.
A higher score if we didn't have all these loose ends with all this stuff that they fast track. And the Ocean's 11 plot, I thought that was just too easily pulled off for a target like Mecca. If they were going at anybody else, then yes, but Mecca was just too dangerous of a target and too hot of a target for them to be able to roll up on both of his spots like that. That was just unbelievable for me.
Yes, they will. Right? Yes, they will. I agree totally with that. Yep. Every episode, a lot of dinner scenes you have seen turn to shit because of something went down.
Yeah. And we saw Dirty Diana did exactly what she came there to do at that dinner, and she shook up everything. She shook the whole table. She shook the whole table. All right, guys. Well, we're getting ready to sign off this week. As usual, you can find us on our social media. We're gonna plug in the TSF Entertainment on Instagram. DJ, we got a Twitter now. You said we got a Twitter now?
We got a Twitter now. TSF Entertainment. We got a Twitter.
Ooh.
All right. And you also, if you guys are interested in being on the show with us, we would love to have guests. We love to have other people's opinions. Shout out to the comments this week. You guys were great. Y'all had some great comments that contribute to the show, so we appreciate that. So if any of you all want to be on next week's show, hit us up on these DMs.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. But if you want to be on the show, hit us up on Instagram, our DM, Twitter. You can email us, info@tsfentertainment.com. Slick Rick, Really B, where can we find you guys at?
You can find me on YouTube at Really B TV or on Instagram at Really B TV _ on YouTube. And I want to give a special shout out because I recognize a lot of the names in the chat. So I appreciate some of my tribe members coming over and getting in the conversation. Like I said, Xavier, Virgin Love, BAP, Quintessential. So thank y'all for coming over and dropping down in the chat. We had a good time.
Yeah, we had a great time with you guys. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Definitely. We appreciate you guys pulling up for real, for real.
Marvel, where we gonna find you at?
Y'all can find me on IG, man. I'm gonna try to drop some pictures today. Juggernaut _ souls. Y'all already know I predominantly do everything involving the kicks. But my TSF fam, I always have to be over here on, Sunday's show. Man, this means a lot to me. Really be shout out to her, her subscribers and her crew coming in, pulling up on us. Man, it's been lit. It's definitely been it's dope going live, man, and able to interact with you guys. For everybody that's over here from the Juggernaut realm, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can follow me, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Juggernaut of Souls. It's the space between Juggernaut and of. Shout out to wifey Ashley Marie. She definitely pulled up. I think Elo pulled up. So, man, we appreciate everybody.
Shout out to our bro in arms, Mr. Fresh. You need to be on the show.
Hey, y'all get with Fresh on Twitch, man. The Fresh be over there laying down.
DJ Fresh Your Highness, yo, he be coming out with them dope mixes.
He be coming out with them dope mixes, man.
Fresh, you need to be here with us next week, bro.
Right definitely.
Right here.
Man,
we're gonna come looking for you.
Like CG said, anybody that want to get on the show and chop it up with us, man, you're more than welcome. Man, this is just, man, it's like like I told CG, it's just a rise of a phoenix, man. We coming back and we hitting them hard, man. I got some things going on with the channel myself, so.
Yeah, we've been 3 years strong doing this thing. We switched over from doing podcasts, so we're not going to be out here in the live world or YouTube world. So you're going to be seeing a lot more content from us. Me and Crystal, we like to do our true crimes. So we didn't get to do one this week, but we'll be back next week. We'll do our true crime with you guys, and we just appreciate all the support. Like, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate all that. And we'll be back. How many more episodes we got, y'all? What, 2?
3.
2.
Two. Sorry, two.
Yeah, 2.
All right. Well, all right, y'all. We signing off. We'll see you guys next week or later on this week.
All right.
We out here, y'all. Peace.